Welcome to Barber Studios. I am Brian Barber, and today just going to quickly take a look at the Line 6 Helix XL Stadium XL. I like this unit a lot. I think it's a great unit. There's a few things that I would like to see added to it to make a good improvement. I'm just going to tell you about those things really quick here. So I'm going to flip this around. So this is my MacBook Pro. I'm connected to the unit through Wi-Fi, and it allows me to control most features on here. So just quickly, I want to show you what I'd like to see added. So if we click on here, this is my preamp, and each block, you click on it, it brings up and each one also has this focus view. Okay, what I would like to see happen is when this focus view is clicked on, the ability to, like on the unit itself, it's centered here, and you can drag a little cursor from each corner to the center, and that would adjust your sound. So if we go down here on the unit, and I go to that page, and I go to my amp, and I hit focus view, you can see you have transparent, breathy, telephone, driven, and in the mix. So that can be adjusted by dragging that little circle around. So that's something that you don't see on this desktop software. So maybe that will come in the future. I think that would be helpful. I did notice, by the way, though, that this is functional for one thing, and only one thing I've found so far, and that would be microphone placement for a cab. So let's get out of this. Going to go to my. Actually, I don't have a cabinet on here, so that's not going to help me. Um, and I didn't save this effect, so I don't want to. Actually, I'll just save this real quick. So I'm just going to go here, save it. I'm going to go call this BB vocal, BB Vokes. BB is my initials, and then I'm just going to do Vokes so I know it's for recording vocals. And I'm going to go save as new. Okay, so that's a new one that I just came up with. So, for example, if we go with, let's see, this one here. Okay, make sure this is okay. All right, so if you do that and you go to a cabinet, you can go over to this focus view, and it allows you to adjust this microphone, but it just kind of feels wonky. When I go closer, it sounds like it's farther away. When I go back, it sounds like it's closer to the cone. So I'm not sure this is right. I think it's a little backwards. So they kind of need to take a look at that and see. But I know that on the unit itself, it works properly. So let me go to amp. And actually, I'm going to go to cabinet. So let me get out of focus view here. I'm going to go to cabinet. And then focus view. So on here, yeah, it looks like it's just maybe kind of the opposite. So I don't know. Let me just adjust it up here. Now it's going the right direction. But for some reason, yeah, I don't know. So because I'm not playing anything through it right now, so you can't really tell. But to me, when I was messing with the microphone, it sounded like as I went further away, it got closer as far as the sound goes. So, anyways, that's something I wanted to point out. So there was that. The other thing I'd like to see happen, which would be very helpful, is, and this is even more important, is now that I use this unit full time as my recording studio. Let me get out of this focus view here. If you click on each one of these buttons, is your output. So you have 1/4 inch, XLR, and headphones. So if I click on XLR, then it brings up a matrix. So this is all your outputs, what you want to go through that output. You want, sorry, all your inputs, and you adjust the volume to go through the outputs that you want. So this is great to have. You need to have this, of course. So I think it's an awesome addition to the unit. So that's nice to have the control when you're using it in the studio. But the only issue with this is I have to go bend down here to turn the main volume up or to adjust anything. And I'd like to see that on here. I really would like to see a matrix and a transport on here, both on this screen, so that it can be controlled as I'm doing my recording. I can go back and forth between screens and adjust everything, and not have to keep bending down to the ground to adjust the pedal. So the Stadium, I think, is great in many respects, and I think it's only going to get better. But this is one thing that it's critical to me, anyways. I can't be the only one out there that's going to have this request, because it'd be so nice just to be able to adjust everything from up here. This took place in my universal audio input, so that says a lot. I mean, I think the sound out of this going through USB cable into my computer sounds better than my universal audio. That's my opinion only. So, test it if you have the equipment, and test it out, and so you tell me what you think. But so I got rid of my universal audio interface box I used to have up here, and I used to be able to just adjust the knobs on that to turn the volume up and down for the headphones and for the main speakers, my monitors. But now, like I said, I got to go down here to do that. So that's something I would like to see for sure. Last of all, what I would love to see on here is, let me just get back out of this mode here and get out of the matrix. Oops. So on here, okay, I do have a looper on this particular one. So when you go to looper, it brings this up here. It's just a basic, simple looper, very well laid out. But what I would like to see is 10 of these buttons, all the way up to here. It's top 5 here, bottom 5 here. Leave these 2 how they are, but have this, when you're in this mode, have it so you're not using the stomp box. Maybe have, since you're using this for looping, you don't need to have this tap tuner down here at the moment. Maybe have that to return back to your stomp box. Have these 2 up here, your A and B loop mode, A and B. So loop A would be loop 1, and like I said, you could program this just like with the RC600 to whatever you wanted this button to do. So you could have this as a stop, play, or record, stop, play, and redo. And that could be loop 1. Do the same thing for all 5 of these loops, or you could do however you wanted. You could have 4 of these buttons doing controls for 1 loop, and then these other 4 doing controls for a second loop, and so on. So this would be totally programmable, and then you would hit the stop box, and that would take you, instead of to stop back to stop box A, that would take you into another, like with stop box A. When we're in the stop box A, when you hit that, we go to stop box B, which there's nothing in this one right here, so it's just all blank. It's all blank. That would be like in the looper mode. Loop B would be, say, the erase, the undo, redo, slow down. I'm sorry. yes, slow down, reverse, speed up, play. You know when they play and stop. So like these 5 top ones here would be up here basically. Then the 5 down here would be whatever you wanted to program for. So I think that would open up a lot of abilities to do looping. That's gonna give you every bit of what RSC 600 has in the kind of in the same fashion, but much easier to program. And I say that because here's how I would program it. I would have it to where you want to program this button, you just touch it, don't push it down, you just touch it, and it would bring a program screen up here. Basically the same way if we're in stomp mode, if we touch, it brings up the effect that's on that particular button. So the same way you touch that and you'd be able to program that loop button what you want it to do. Kind of the way Command Center works. So if I was designing this thing, I would call this the loop command A and B, and you'd be able to program. Or actually, when you touch on this, it would bring up loop command up here. So that's my thoughts on that. I think that would be a huge improvement. I can't think of anything else that at this time that I would want to be done differently with this, other than being able to load a song in here, just a stereo track, and then being able to have this thing divided into 8 stems, allowing you to mute, say, the easiest ones or whatever. The most usable ones would be like to mute lead vocals, backup vocals, good, probably lead guitar, and maybe even, so you got lead vocals, backup vocals, lead guitar, rhythm guitar, bass line, and then maybe a few different layers of drums or a few different layers of vocals. So the 8 stems would be divided up according to how that it would split it using AI. I also would like to see that come on this up here, but it's not really necessary to have it that way. You can go in here, load the song right in here by going to browse, pick a song, load it in here, and then create empty song, or actually at that point it allows you an option to upload it. You name it and upload it to the unit through Wi-Fi, and it would show up in here like I did with this one here. That's actually shows it's called new song. But so that's how that would work. It would just load right into here, and it would already have the stems separated. But either way, however they come up with it, it works best. I think that I'd like to have the ability on the unit itself. But if it didn't, if we could still do it on the software, that would be great. So, with that said, I think that this is a lot that could be done with the Helix Stadium XL. And I'm hoping to see great things coming out of this going forward. So, anyways, everybody have a great day or night wherever you're at, and I hope these tips get back to line 6. I'd really like to see some of these happen. If you like these ideas, just write it in the comments. That's something you'd like to see, and maybe it will get back to line 6. Thank you, and have a great one. Take care.